And this was a nail biter to the finish, might I say. Rockets fall 109 to 106 to Golden State in the game four. So we couldn't take a split in Golden State. So that home loss in game one really hurts us more now. Because now you're down 3 games to 1. And then now we're put in a position where the Rockets got to win 3 in a row now. And it's just, the odds are not stacked in our favor. I'll just leave it at that. Jimmy Butler played and just balled out again. And what, 27? Podzinski, 26 points? Recipe for disaster. We held Curry to under 20. He had 17 for the game. But other players stepped up. Started the game off down 13-2, which we ended up battling back, and the Rockets led by as many as 7 at halftime. So despite the slow start, we still had a pretty dominant first half. The second half, again, it was just like game 3, went just back and forth. Only this time, the Warriors didn't get a 10-point lead, or either did we, but the game just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth till the very end. Probably one of the greatest games I've seen in the playoffs so far. Probably the greatest series to watch so far, besides Pistons and the Knicks, in my opinion. I think they're about roughly neck to neck. And Seguin showed up, 31 points. Can't really fault him for that. Fred VanVleet, I don't know what lit a firecracker under his ass, but man, he got 25 points. And of course, a no-show is Jalen Green, as usual. Didn't show up. Had 9 points. Or was it 8 points? So he's had 3 games of under 10 points. And only one game of that, the game he showed out in game 2 with the 38 points. It's not going to cut the mustard from our alleged second best players playing for a max contract, and you only put up 9 points on the board, man, or 8 points. Not good. It's a recipe for disaster. And boy, we are now down 3 games to 1. This hurts, stings. Couldn't get the split. We needed to get the split. It was important that we had to get 1 win in Golden State, and we couldn't get it done. Now we got to hope to win at home on Wednesday, which I will be watching the game because I am off. So I might be streaming the game. Sinuses suck. But yeah, I hope to be streaming the game. I won't be showing the game live, but I'll be just doing my audio by audio, play by play. Probably second half or something like that. But yeah, we sucked at the end. We can't hit the big time shots. Seguin had a decent, I felt, 10-foot hook shot that probably should have went in. I know that, Draymond had his hand up and sort of contested the shot. But in the clutching moments, we have to hit those shots, guys, especially if we're going to have to beat this team. And we just didn't do it. It seemed like Jimmy Butler is not hurt because, still had 27 points. Still seemed like he wasn't affected on the field much. I mean, he was kind of grimacing his side a little bit, I noticed. But other than that, he looks like he's not really that hurt. Maybe he was just trolling. I don't know. But one thing I will say is that this team got very physical. Both the Rockets and the Warriors. It's been, the matchups are just insane. And the trash talking is epic. Probably some of the best trash talking I've seen all year. I think that's what the NBA was missing, was all this trash talking. You saw D. Brooks going at it with Dre. You saw D. Brooks and Butler going at it. You saw Butler and Thompson going at it. You saw Butler and Brooks going at it. You saw Torrey Eason getting at it with Dre. Curry's trash talking with Fred VanVleet. I mean, Fred VanVleet's talking shit to Dre. You're seeing a lot of this going back and forth on the court. And I must say, as a fan, a basketball fan, I love it. I love the trash talking. And I thought it made the series more pumped up to want to be invested in, because you see these players are actually trying to win. And they're competitive. The Rockets were competitive this entire series. Golden State was as well. I feel like we're getting the best of both each other. These games are very neck to neck. It's coming down to the wire. And you are entertained, or you're not entertained. Because I am very entertained. Much needless to say. I know we're down 3-1, but I've been very entertained this series. This has been a very fun series to watch. I predicted the Rockets were going to lose in 7. I said that when I first made a prediction video. However, it appears to me it looks like that series could end a little sooner than 7. I'm hoping that the Rockets come out game 5, the same mentality they had game 2, and they put up this sense of urgency, this fight, with their backs against the wall, elimination, sort of like when you kick a dog when it's down and you back it into a corner and acts aggressive. I'm sort of hoping that's what we're going to see from this team at Toyota Center on Wednesday as Golden State comes to our house. And I'm hoping that's what we put up, that same show that we put in game 2. That's what I'm expecting to see from these players. But Jalen Green, god damn it, dude. He's supposed to be our best player on the team. Well, technically second best player. And you're putting up garbage numbers. 8 points, 9 points, 8 points. Man, come on, man. You got to score points, man. I mean, you're letting Fred VanVleet score more than you. It's pretty bad. Especially when Fred VanVleet's a point guard. And you're a lot quicker than him. But yet he's hitting more jump shots than you. It's not good. And especially when you're talking about a max contract possibly. And when he plays past his rookie contract, and we've talked about it for a while, should we give Jalen Green a max contract? Hey, look at this. Especially in clutch moments. I mean, again, I get it's our first time in the playoffs with this roster. I think Rockets fans are being a little bit too harsh on this young team. This is not the same roster we had with Dwight Howard and Chris Paul and Trevor Ariza and Corey Brewer and Patrick Beverly and all the players we had walk through this door in the past. So it's a new squad, a new core of young guys. So there's a new rivalry, but it just enhances the rivalry we had with the Warriors for now what appears to be the 5th time. And it looks like Warriors are probably going to go 5-0 against us in the playoffs. This is possibly maybe the last time we may play the Warriors in the playoffs. I hope not. I mean, I hope that we end up playing them again in the next year or the year after, because it's a fun series. It's a fun rivalry. I think you're going to get the best out of both of these teams, and this is exactly what you're seeing in the series. You're seeing both of these teams just going, balls out to the wall. The trash talking, I fucking love it. Rather it's coming from Golden State or it's coming from us. I love it. I think that's what basketball's been missing for a long time is the rivalryness. And the Rockets Warriors had a similar series in the past where the trash talking was like this. And now you're starting to see kind of a rehash of that. And it's kind of cool to see. As a basketball fan, as a Rockets fan, I kind of like seeing the trash talking amongst both teams. It ensures me and shows me that, maybe these guys are actually competing to beat the other guy. It gives a March Madness feel to it, too. So I like it. A lot of people are going to, of course, say, that the trash talking's weak. And this, I love it. I think it just brings an edge to the competitiveness. And you're seeing the best of both teams, out there on the court. And even though the Rockets are down 3-1, I know they're trying. I know they're actually putting their effort in. And you can't ask for more. It's just not rolling in our favor. I think this is where you're going to see like experienced Trump youth. I was saying this from the beginning, is you're seeing experienced veterans against a very young Rockets team full of youth players that are a little inexperienced, or when it comes to playoff basketball. So you're starting to see that unfold in this series. I'm not just making excuses. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, you got to step up on the offensive side of the ball. Jalen Green, the 8 points, the 9 points, the 8 points, not cutting it. Especially you're supposed to be our second best player. I mean, come on, man. It's but then again, the Rockets are fighting, so I can't be I can't be too upset. I can't be too upset. The Rockets are actually trying. They're fighting. And I can't ask for more, from this team. So even if, like, Wednesday, for example, which obviously is a must-win because every game's a must-win now for the Rockets. from this point on, you know, even if they lose on Wednesday and it's similar to game 4, I can't hold that against them, you know, because this is all a learning experience to make us better in the upcoming years because we're still a young team. One of the youngest teams in the league. So I know that we can learn from this. All I'm asking is the Rockets go out there and they give it their all just like they did the other 4 games and just let the cards fall as they may. If I'm the head coach, GM, I go in the locker room and just say, just go on the court, offensive rebounding, get those second chance points up, keep pressuring Curry. Don't back down from the trash talking, get physical, and get points and get some stops. And, you know, just put your best foot forward and put your best effort, and that's all I can ask for. Now, do I want to win? Fuck yeah, I want to win. I don't want to lose 4 games to 1. You know, it kind of reminds me of the 2015 season when we lost 4 games to 1 to the Warriors, even though that year we were the A seed. But at the same time, I just want the Rockets to go out there and give it effort. You know, I can't ask for anything better. This was a fun playoff rivalry, and I had fun. 1 second, guys. All right. So game 5 is on Wednesday. And what should the starting lineup be? Because a lot of people asked me, you know, on Facebook last night when I was at work. I was getting the messages on the way home reading it. They're like, so what do the Rockets starting lineup should be? I mean, honestly, I'd probably go with experience in this manner. I'd probably go with Steven Adams, Seguin, Amin Thompson, Fred VanVleet. Got to keep VanVleet on the court, and Jalen Green. That's obviously going to, in my opinion, should be the starting 5 going into it. And go from there. You know, like I said, you're down 3-1. You know what you have to do. You got a big game 5 in Houston and in Toyota Center. You know you got to win. It's just as simple as that. You know, if we can get a second win, right? So we just go out there, we play balls out to the ground, and get that second dub. It gives us it just gives you more confidence going back to Golden State for Game 6. You're like, okay, we lost the first 2 here. Can we win a third? Like, all we got to do is if we can get 1 win in Golden State, then we can bring this back to 7 and then see if we can make some sort of series out of this. Now, again, all this is probably wishful thinking because the odds are not, you know, again, they're not stacked in our favor. It's not stacked in our favor to come back. And like I said, even if the Rockets didn't win Wednesday, but they gave it their all, I'm fine with that. I can take an L and be completely humble about it because this is a young team. So I wasn't expecting a championship. Hell, I wasn't even expecting us to finish second. Last year we were 11. We were 41-41. And this year we went 52 wins. Again, I'm not all for like parading during the regular season and saying we're the regular season champs. But if you want to talk about the rebuilding process, from all the years prior to that, for 17 wins, 19 wins, 21 fucking wins, 41-41, and then all of a sudden you break out and show out this year and get that 52 wins. Right? You got 52 wins. Just saying. You get the 52 wins, you go to the playoffs as a second seed. Who the hell would have expected the Rockets to go with a young team and experience, mind you, to finish the regular season with 52 wins and still put up the performance they are against the Warriors despite us coming short-handed. That in itself, to me, is a win. Because people have asked me, who did you have winning this series before it started? I said Golden State in 7. I said experience is probably going to trump youth, and that's, you know, the only difference is now it looks like it could end before that. Like, it could come to an end on Wednesday, our last game of the season. I like this young group of guys that we got, and I wouldn't want to break them up. I think we keep them together and just ride the storm and let the experience come in and let the Rockets, you know, this young team start developing. these players into a deep playoff team in years to come. And maybe we could pick up a couple pieces here or there and sort of add to that. But this whole idea that we should just trade for Kevin Durant is absolutely ludicrous. I do not want Kevin Durant here. I want to keep the young guys we got now. I like this young group of guys. I think we got a really good chance in going above and beyond in years to come and being a title contender, possibly 2 or 3 years. We just barely made the playoffs with these young group of guys this year. Let's let the course play itself out before we want to drain the swamp or say, trade for Durant. No, I don't want to trade for Durant and, trade the house for him. This obviously, you trade for Kevin Durant, you got to trade the house. You're probably going to lose a lot of those guys. You're going to lose a lot of your bench players. I just don't want to end up having to trade 6 or 7 guys for a guy who's just known for quitting. I don't want that on my team. What is it worth bringing him here? It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. So Wednesday, Rockets, you got to show up. And it is what it is. Got to show up and we got to get a win. All right? I have confidence in you that you can get it done. Just go out there and put your heart on your sleeve. Do what you do best. The offensive rebounding. Put in those second chance points, putting that pressure on Stephen Curry, and continuing to trash talk, and continuing to get in the heads of Draymond and Curry and Butler and all those guys. We're not showing them that we fear them, and I like that. I like the fact that this team is not giving up. I like that. You can't ask for more. It's not like they're blowing us out. I mean, other than game 1 and then game 2, we kicked their ass, so it really kind of subside. If you look at their last 2 wins in Golden State, till the fourth quarter, in the last 5 minutes, the game was back-to-back the entire game. They had double-digit lead. We had double-digit lead. It's a back-and-forth manner. So you're getting the best out of both of these teams. I really do believe that. And I think that a game 5 is, like I said, I think you're going to see a desperate Rockets team that wants to try to make this somewhat of a series. And I think that they'll come out and win in game 5 in Toyota Center. I hint it's going to come. It could be, a 4 or 5 point win somewhere around there. But I think the Rockets are not going to want to go out in 5 at home. I think they're going to put up a fight and at least send it to 6 in Golden State. At least do that, But as I say, the Rockets fell 109 to 106. I was hoping that the Rockets would tie the series, make it interesting. Now the pressure's on to us to have to win one at a time. We got to win 3 in a row, but let's start one at a time and go from there. That's all you can ask for. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign out of here because I work the night shift. Got to get some sleep, and I will see you game 5 Wednesday. Till next time, take care.